Jeffrey Epstein, Case File, Part 2. The network that never went to trial. By the time Jeffrey Epstein was arrested in July 2019, this case was already damaged beyond repair. Evidence had aged. Memories had faded. Victims had waited years, some decades, to be heard. And the most important question was no longer what Epstein did. It was who made sure he never had to answer for it. If you're new here, this channel doesn't chase shock. We chase documentation, timelines, and accountability. Subscribe now, because this isn't entertainment. It's an autopsy of power. Everything the public learned in 2019 was already known in 2005. Palm Beach, Florida. A 14-year-old girl tells police she was paid $300 by Jeffrey Epstein for a massage at his mansion on El Brillo Way. Detectives think it's a single incident. It isn't. Within months, dozens of girls come forward. Different schools, different families, same story. What police document? Recruitment through other girls. Cash payments, escalating sexual acts, instructions to bring friends, use of staff to manage schedules. This is no longer abuse. This is a system. Palm Beach Police Chief Michael Ryder authorizes a full investigation. Detective Joseph Carey leads it. They identify at least 34 victims. They prepare felony charges. The case is airtight, and then it disappears. Without explanation, the case is removed from Palm Beach prosecutors. It is transferred to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida. The lead federal prosecutor, Alexander Acosta. From this moment on, communication with victims collapses. Parents stop receiving calls. Victims are told to wait. Months pass. Behind closed doors, Epstein's legal team begins negotiating. Not guilt, exposure. Epstein assembles an elite legal wall. Alan Dershowitz, constitutional scholar. Kenneth Starr, former independent counsel. Multiple ex-federal prosecutors. This isn't coincidence. This is a message. We know the system, and we know how to bend it. Meetings occur in private offices. Emails later unsealed show prosecutors discussing how to avoid federal charges entirely. Not whether Epstein is guilty, but how to make the case go away quietly. In September 2008, a non-prosecution agreement, NPA, is finalized. Quietly, without court oversight, without informing victims. The terms are unprecedented. Epstein pleads guilty to 2 state charges, serves 13 months, allowed work release 6 days a week. Federal charges are dropped. Immunity granted to named and unnamed co-conspirators. That last clause matters. It protects people whose names were never entered into evidence, never questioned, never tested in court, and most critically, victims were not notified. This violates the Crime Victims' Rights Act. Illegally, a federal judge will later confirm this. Epstein reports to the Palm Beach County Stockade, but this is not prison. He leaves for up to 12 hours a day, works from his private office, sleeps in a private wing. Guards are paid by his associates. Some victims don't even realize he's been sentenced. Justice wasn't served. It was repackaged. For nearly a decade, Epstein travels internationally, hosts elite gatherings, recruits young women, maintains multiple residences. Civil lawsuits begin surfacing. Names circulate quietly. Politicians, royalty, billionaires, academics, but no criminal accountability follows. The 2008 deal acts like a legal shield. This is where the story should have ended. It didn't, because one journalist refused to let it die. In November 2018, journalist Julie K. Brown publishes a series that changes everything. She uncovers sealed documents, suppressed victim testimony, emails proving intentional concealment. She interviews survivors who were never told about the deal. Public outrage explodes. The Department of Justice reopens the case. Not out of courage, out of pressure. July 6, 2019. Jeffrey Epstein is arrested at Teterboro Airport, New Jersey. Federal charges: sex trafficking of minors, conspiracy, searches uncover, cash, false passports, hard drives, thousands of photographs. This time, there's no deal. He is denied bail. Epstein is placed in Metropolitan Correctional Center, MCC, New York. For the first time, the system has him. And then, everything fails. Epstein is found dead in his cell. Official ruling, suicide by hanging. But the circumstances raise immediate alarms. Guards asleep, cameras malfunctioning, cellmate removed. Suicide watch downgraded days earlier. Every safeguard fails. At once. No trial. No testimony. No cross-examination. The most valuable witness in the case is gone. Epstein's death ends the criminal case. But it does not answer the central question. Who was protected? Flight logs exist. Financial trails exist. Civil settlements continue. But criminal indictments? None. No co-conspirators have stood trial for trafficking. The system closed ranks. Again, Jeffrey Epstein was not an anomaly. He was a node, a connector between money, influence, and impunity. The failure was not one prosecutor, not one prison, not one night. It was systemic hesitation, and the cost was paid by victims who were told, repeatedly, to wait. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. That is the only certainty. Everything else, the deals, the silence, the protection, remains unresolved. This case did not end with justice. It ended with containment. If you stayed until the end, understand this. You're not watching history. You're watching how power survives exposure. Subscribe if you want documented cases, not distractions. Because this channel doesn't let files close quietly. Case closed. Accountability pending.